Hey everyone out there, it's Tim Cartwright, Overflow Junior High pastor. Just excited to be with you today. Hopefully you're doing well. Some of you already started school. Some of you are getting ready to start. Some of you are going to be at home. Some of you are going to be combined at home and at the school. I know it's a crazy time, and I just want you to know right now that I'm praying for you. I hope it's going to be a great year, even though there's a lot of uncertainty out there. But just know that we here at Overflow, we're making plans to have some things here at the Outback coming up soon. We'll start with some things outside, and then hopefully we'll be able to begin coming inside and meeting together once again. But we're making those plans now, and you can look for those to be just put out there soon. But for now, I just wanted to give you guys just some words of encouragement as an Overflow short here that we've been doing all summer. And we're doing a study in Luke chapter 9. We're talking about the feeding of the 5,000 and how Jesus took his time to care for those in need. So if you look at the background of this passage, basically what was happening is Jesus was becoming more and more popular because of the works that he was doing, the miracles he was doing, the things that he was saying that was different than anything that anybody had ever really done before. So Jesus is becoming popular, and all these crowds started following him to the point that he's out in the middle of nowhere, and 5,000 men plus women and children were around him. So you imagine, if you do the math, many of them had wives, many of them had multiple children. You're talking 12 to 15, maybe even 20,000 people here in the wilderness, in this deserted place, listening to Jesus, learning from Jesus, watching him do miracles. And so this is where we pick up Luke chapter 9, verse 12. It says, "Late in the day, the 12 approached and said to him, 'Send the crowd away so that they can go into the surrounding villages and countryside to find food and lodging, because we are in a deserted place here.'" Verse 13, Jesus says, "You give them something to eat." "We have no more food than 5 loaves and 2 fish, they said, "unless we go and buy food for all these people." For about 5,000 men were there. Then he told his disciples, "Have them sit down," in groups of about 50 each. They did what he said and had them all sit down. Then he took the 5 loaves and the 2 fish, and looking up to heaven, he blessed and broke them. He kept giving them to the disciples to set before the crowd. Everyone ate and was filled. They picked up 12 baskets of leftover pieces. So this is an amazing thing that happened. Of course, this miracle, being able to take 5 loaves, 2 fish, divided among all these thousands of people to the point that they not only ate and were full, but also had leftovers. Isn't that the amazing thing Jesus does? He not only gives us just sometimes what we need, but he oftentimes gives us even more than what we need. And so here he is in these moments, taking the time not only to feed the 5,000, or really 15 to 20,000, but he's also taking the time to teach his disciples a valuable lesson. You see, I love this statement here in verse 13 where he says, "You give them something to eat." He was trying to help them see, hey, this is your opportunity to step in and meet a need. This is your opportunity to be able to be creative and maybe find a way, or maybe even recognize that I am the Son of God and I can do this, but I'm looking for you to have faith and trust in me. And so these people were placed in their care, yet the disciples wanted to send them away. They had the opportunity to have influence and to make a difference and to show love and to serve these people. But instead, the disciples were like, we don't really have responsibility here. They need to go. And so Jesus is trying to help them to see, look, you can give them something to eat. You have the bread of life. You have physical opportunities to meet their needs. And you have the Son of God in your presence. So he's teaching them so many things here. And I think there's a few things that we can learn for you as students, for myself as a leader. I know I can learn many things from this. And one of the things that I can learn from this is that God places people in your life for a reason. There are no accidents with God. That there are people, maybe friends, maybe family members, who are going through difficulty right now, and they're in your life because God has divinely placed them there. So maybe there's an opportunity for you to make a difference in someone's life, and you may be passing off that responsibility. But instead, Jesus is trying to help you understand, look, you can give them something to eat. Maybe it is a physical meal, but maybe it is encouragement. Maybe it is prayer. Maybe it's just a listening ear. There's lots of opportunities we have. And first of all, we need to really see that God has put people in our lives for a reason, to make a difference in their lives. But also, maybe it's something where you just don't feel like you have the opportunity to make a difference. Maybe you just feel like you're at an age where you're not old enough to be able to make a difference in someone's life. But I'm here to tell you today that God has placed them in your life for a reason, and that He wants you to be a part of the solution. That He's given you resources, or maybe He's given you opportunities to know about places that help others in need. And maybe you can refer a friend, even maybe to a counselor, to be able to meet their need. But there's lots of opportunities. But naturally what we do, I know what I do, is instead of embracing the opportunity, I try to either pass somebody off to someone else, or really just act like it's not my problem. Maybe I'm just in a situation where I say, I got enough to deal with right now. I'm not going to have to be able to deal with your problems too. But Jesus is teaching His disciples here to say, look, you need to have compassion. Enough compassion with these people where you actually care enough about them to see them fed. And to see their needs satisfied instead of just sending them away. So maybe my question to wrap this up is, who has God placed in your life today? Who is in need of something to eat? Maybe it's not, again, physical, but maybe it's something where they need your compassion. They need your care. They need your concern. They need your listening ear. They need your prayers. Whatever it is, think about who that might be. And then think about your response. What will that response be? Will you pass them off? Will you just tell them, well, I hope things get better? Or will you take an active role in seeing them restored, or seeing them encouraged, or seeing them fed or clothed, or have school supplies that they might need? God has placed you in their lives for a reason. My encouragement to you, my encouragement to me from this passage is to consider what role you may have in seeing those needs met. You see, Jesus used these disciples to meet their needs after all. He did the miracle of supplying the food and multiplying the food, but He had those disciples pass it out. He taught them that they can actually be used to make a difference. And thousands of people saw the glory of God that day. So what are you going to do in response to this? Hopefully, you'll go out of your way to encourage, to listen, to care for others in need, and really see yourself making a difference this coming fall semester in your schools, and in your community, and in your church. Hopefully you have a great week, and I hope to see you guys soon at our next Overflow activities.